Hi beauties, welcome to my channel H.ealthy by Julia, and I'm your virtual beauty therapist. I'm doing another bare face video because, well, I'm 33, so this is how my skin looks like. I have just some lip gloss and SPF, no color, nothing else. So let's see what is happening with our skin in our 30s. When does aging start really? Well, surprise, surprise, it's actually starting in your 20s. Obviously, aging is happening. You cannot stop it, you just have to accept it. Some things you can fix and tweak, whether with some kind of professional treatments, dermatologist visits, injectables like Botox and fillers, operations, but in general, it's gravity, so you can't do that much about it. So the factors that you can't really change are your genetics from point, if you think about it. If you have dark circles around the eyes, very likely someone from your mother's or your father's side will have this kind of problems. So you are genetically predisposed to certain skin conditions, including obviously some signs of aging. The other thing that you can't change is, as I mentioned already, gravity. It's there, you may not feel it, but unfortunately things like sagging are happening, and yes, things are just going down. And then the third thing is related with volume loss. This is happening because hormones, because bone density is changing, so obviously this is something that you cannot stop. And then there's a lot of factors which depends on our life choices, and this will be the stress, so whether it's related with your family, your home, your job, the fact that you may be not sleeping enough, also your diet, eating some not really great foods, eating a lot of fried, salty things that you didn't really cook yourself. I'm not saying you have to raw eating and be vegan, but obviously there's a lot of rubbish that we eat just because of convenience. Also, smoking and alcohol. These are big ones really. And the last two are somehow related to how we behave, and that's obviously your general health. So if you have some kind of health condition, it might be affecting your skin, so treating the internal issue will help to improve your skin as well. And then the last one is UV damage. Obviously this is also not something that you can stop. You can't just hide yourself at home with curtains down, but you can try to avoid the sun exposure, wear glasses, hats, use good SPF, and reapply your SPF. So these are the factors that you are capable to change more or less. I do suggest for you to see a dermatologist, especially if you believe that you have some kind of condition. As I am speaking about certain things, you might see check, I think I have this or the other, or decide to Google it. Please remember that Google could be very useful, but in internet everyone can publish everything, and sometimes it's not based on really knowledge, so it could be very much misleading. Therefore, if you do think that there is some problem in your skin, or you want to be better informed, please speak with healthcare provider, or if you don't have this option, speak with esthetician, beauty therapist. Obviously we are not doctors, but we might be able to give you some kind of guidance and advice about your skincare regimen. Let's chat about the main concerns you might have in your 30s. The first one is dull skin and ashy skin tone. It just looks tired, not radiant and glowing as it used to be. So when you were a child, it would have taken, say, 2 weeks, 14 days for the new skin cells to appear on the surface of the skin. When you are in your 30s, it can take 28 to 35 days. So that's double, and that's why, because of the accumulation of dead skin cells on the surface. They will stick on the surface, not shed as efficiently, cover the new skin cells, and basically what is happening is building of dead skin cells on the surface. This type of build is able to reflect the light in a different way, and that's why the skin tone doesn't look so radiant anymore. My advice is to use chemical exfoliation. What this means is that you will use ingredients such as retinol, alpha hydroxy acids, which means the so popular glycolic acid, but also lactic, mandelic, malic acid. They are all part of your alpha hydroxy acids. And also your last option will be your polyhydroxy acids. They are very gentle. Added bonus to the exfoliation is the fact that if there's no buildup on the surface of the skin, everything else that you will apply in your skincare routine will be able to easily penetrate deeper into the skin and be much more efficient. The second very common problem or concern in your 30s is the dryness of the skin. So as the skin turnover slows down, it actually creates barrier for your products to be able to penetrate. So the other problem here is the fact that our skin slows down the production of natural hydration for itself. So the so famous hyaluronic acid is something that our body naturally produces, but this type of production does slow down with age. Also things like lipids, fatty acids, a bunch of other proteins, all the goodies that are able to repair the skin barrier and keep the moisture into the skin also start to lose. We start to break them down, we start to generate less of them. The fix here is to moisturize your skin. So this could be with the help of serum or emulsion. Nowadays everything is a little bit going one to another as type of product, and then it will be your option to moisturize. Moisturize is very essential for your skin, so you do need a moisturizer whether your skin is oily, dry, combination, aging, with pigmentation, acne, or anything else. And let me explain what is the difference here. So serums usually are concentrated ingredients, so they're a little bit tricky for formulation, and therefore very often they will be a bit more pricey. So when your cream is 50 milliliters, your serum very likely will be only 30, but it might be even pricier than your moisturizer. Serums are also in general very light as texture, so they could be runny, milky, or gel type of serums. The main difference between serum and moisturizer from point of view of function is that moisturizers very often contain different kinds of oils and fatty acids which are able to work as occlusives. The third very often concern in your 30s is that your face shape started to change, and this is related with the fact that we produce less collagen and elastin, but we do break them quicker than before. Also, as I mentioned, our bone density becomes greater, and then we lose water from the skin easily. And usually the first signs when you see aging are in 3 general areas. So it could be something like your forehead. You can see in my case, I do have very deep lines on my forehead. I had them since teenager, so they do bother me a lot. And they're not something that just happened when I turned 30, but they did become more prominent. Then your next area of concern will be your eyes. So whether it will be darker circles, whether it will be puffy eyes, or some wrinkles like crow's feet, that's the second area that you can usually see difference. And then the third one will be the so-called laughing lines. They will become more prominent. So what is the fix here? I'm afraid there is no fix about this one, because a lot of the factors are related with the change of our hormones, and you can apply whatever product you want on the face. You can have whatever treatment you can think about. this will not change your hormones, this will not change the bone density, this will not change gravitation. It really is related with your hormones. They do naturally change, as I already mentioned, with age. But also when you add to this birth control and pregnancy and stress factors, whether job or family or money, anything else, and your hormones really go bananas in your 30s. So this really affects your skin. Just topical use of lotions and potions will not work magically. You do have to address the internal issues. So once again, great idea is to check with a doctor. And then your skin is very often not as oily, if this makes sense, or it might be dry, very dry, and still have acne. So if you use something for oily acne skin on your dry skin, it will make things much worse. It will feel tight, it will feel very dry, flaky, irritated. So it's a very bad idea. And then our skin is much more sensitive, so it is less resilient than your skin when you were 15. So when you apply something too aggressive or 5 different products for acne, it will become red and angry. You're not supposed to use something for a week and decide that it doesn't work for you, especially when it's actives. In the initial use of them, there might be some irritation because it takes some time for your skin to get used with them. So in order to see some difference and decide whether you're gonna continue use something, you do need, say, 6 weeks, not days. 6 weeks you have to use something to see some kind of difference. So you can check with Skin and Me, Dermatica. There's a lot of providers online, so you can have your consultation, you can have your prescription and your product rather easily and much more affordable as well than what it used to be. The next very common concern in your 30s will be sensitivity. You can see that your skin is getting irritated rather easily from quite a few things, from the weather, the wind, from your product. And you can see this very often, to be honest with you. If gently cleansing and moisturizing your skin does not make any difference, you can see some redness, flushing, maybe some capillaries on your face, breakouts on those areas, then I'm afraid your option is that maybe you have rosacea. Rosacea is chronic inflammatory skin condition. It is permanent enlarging of the blood vessels, so all the blushing, flushing and redness could be triggered from a lot of factors, and it really seems like everything makes your skin very angry. So very often one of the main issue is the temperature, whether it's very low and it's windy outside, whether heat, and we are talking about the hot summer, about shower with higher temperature of the water. Bath is definitely not good idea if you have rosacea. And then hot and spicy food, really. The last two factors that affect rosacea are most certainly stress and hormones. So it is very sensitive skin. It's skin that will not tolerate everything. So the fix here, if you want to say the fix, drop everything and do just the basic. And what this means is that you will cleanse, then you will apply SPF for the day, and then in the evening you will cleanse and apply moisturizer. The fact that you went sunbathing will have some consequences, and they will start in your 30s when you will start seeing different pigmentation marks appearing in different areas of your face. Some of them might start fading away, some of them will just stay there. And I have to say that here the second reason for pigmentation very often are hormones, and that's why we are talking about pregnancy masks and melasma. I have done a whole video about ingredients, so you can go with natural ones like soy and licorice or licorice, however you want to say it. You can see things like alpha-arbutin, kojic acid, lactic acid from your alpha-hydroxy acids as well. If adult acne is one of your concerns, then very likely, especially if your skin is with darker tone, that means Fitzpatrick 4, 5, or 6, then post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation is very likely to appear. This is the marks, whether they are reddish or brown, which are left from your blemishes, and they will take longer and longer to heal completely. What you can do for those one is, of course, the brightening, lightening ingredients that I was already mentioning. Also, you can exfoliate your skin, you can use your SPF, but also you have to address the inflammation and sensitivity of the skin, so you do have to use your anti-inflammatory ingredients as well. Whether we talk about breaking down collagen, whether we talk about pigmentation happening, so you have to use SPF and you have to reapply it. And then the second thing that is very essential when we talk about anti-aging care is your vitamin A. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, share it, consider subscribing to my channel, and leave comments below if you enjoy it, if you have any kind of recommendation, advices, if you would like me to do some kind of topic that I haven't done videos so far. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday with my next video.